we are live, Facebook Live, and we're also doing the live recording. We came up, we're doing our first, so let's say hello. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mina Casey. She's our woman crush this week, and we decided to do something different. So thank you for tuning in. We're at the beach in Grand Bend with a couple of friends here. You guys can say hi too.
Yeah, you guys go.
Yeah. Hey. It's a little windy up here, so we're going to be trying this out. This is an experiment today. So Mina came up, and Mina, you've got an incredible story to share with us today.
I guess so.
You do. So let's go back, and why don't you tell me when this all started? And when I say this, we're talking about a little bit of an ordeal that you faced health-wise, right?
Okay.
And try to speak into the iPad.
Into the iPad.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, about 4 or 5 years ago, I started my first long-term relationship.
Okay.
It was long distance. He lived about 5 hours away.
Okay.
And it was quite interesting. I don't know.
The 5 hour, he lived 5 hours away.
5 hours away.
It's okay, take your time. She's had a few drinks and she's been up for a long time, so give her a little bit of a chance here.
Okay. Yeah, so we lived 5 hours away.
Yeah.
And at first, I thought it was great. Like, I think I got consumed in the relationship.
Okay.
For me personally, I thought that, wow, this guy's into me. This is cool. And
were you living in London at the time?
I was living in St. Thomas. I was in
Thomas?
high school.
Okay.
I was 15 years old.
You're 15 years old.
So I was quite young.
Okay. And how old are you now?
I'm 20.
20 now. Okay.
And
are you single? Just for the...
I am single.
Okay, so men watching,
Yes.
Mina's single.
I am single.
Okay.
Yeah, it was... At first, I thought it was great.
Yep.
But I was young.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the signs that were, like, per se negative.
Okay. Was this mental health signs, or what kind of signs were negative? Just to be a little more specific.
Just in regards to the relationship.
Okay.
Looking back on it now, it was quite toxic.
Okay. Was this your first serious relationship then?
My first serious relationship, yes.
Okay, and you're pretty young. I mean, I think everybody goes through a learning experience with that first really serious relationship.
Yeah, you're 15, someone takes interest.
Yeah.
And, well, I fell in love with him.
Okay.
It was my first love. That was quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I did everything for him.
Yeah.
Trees falling down.
Yeah, trees falling down everywhere.
Yeah, I fell in love. I did everything for him. I would do anything for him. I'm the kind of person that when I care about you, I will do anything that I can to make you happy.
And that's really sweet. I like that.
But the thing is, I forgot about myself.
Okay. Which,
looking back on it now, was the hardest thing. And I didn't realize how much I forgot about myself, really, until a few days ago.
Okay.
Actually.
Really?
Before the relationship.
Yep.
I loved who I was. I didn't care what people thought. I had a lot of my dad's personality in me. He doesn't care what people think. That's who I was. I just kind of lived my life and went about it. But then after, I didn't. I lost all that love for myself. And up until a few days ago, I only gained it back.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear that you got it back.
Yeah.
How recent was the breakup?
So I ended the relationship.
Yeah.
Last summer.
Okay.
It was the beginning of July.
So almost a year.
Yeah, and it's honestly been probably the best year of my life.
Well, that's good news.
It's been great.
Sure.
Since I've ended it. It's been really nice.
Good.
For sure.
Good. So what was it in that relationship that was specifically toxic that you, what do you feel made you lose yourself? And how did you regain yourself after that? Let's talk about the specifics of the toxicity.
Okay. Well, we were long distance, right?
Right.
So he cheated on me quite a bit.
Really? How did you find out?
People, unknown numbers, would message me.
Really?
And say, hey, so-and-so is cheating on you. I tried not to believe it, thinking the best of him.
And were you completely faithful to him?
I was.
The whole time?
Always.
Really?
I would never do that to a person. I think that's just, if you're not going to be committed, you might as well just...
Don't be in it. Be
you
honest.
might as well leave. But he had other terms, I suppose.
Selfish.
So, and I would ask him straight up. I would just ask him if he is, and he'd be like, he put me down by saying, why would you think that why would you think that I'm doing that? How could you think that? Making me feel like I'm a bad person for thinking that he's cheating on me.
Right.
In reality, when he was actually at my house before, and I was at work. I would send him money. I would buy us groceries.
Really?
He was at my house when I was at work, and he was texting another girl saying, "Oh, like I'd like to be cuddling with you and everything." And I came home from work, and he just
Did you find the text on his phone?
I did, and he denied it.
He denied it even though you had proof.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, let me see my phone for a second," and then he deleted them. And I was like, "Oh, okay," and I just moved on, and I just suppressed everything. I just felt like, there's no point in reacting to this. He loves you. No other guy's going to love you.
Why do you think you told yourself that?
At that point, I was so far in the relationship, I didn't think I was good enough. I was like, well...
So you'd been beat down over time?
Yeah, I was like, this is the best I'm going to get. This is real. This is what my life's going to be. I thought I was going to marry him. He had plans to propose. That's what I thought my life was going to be.
Really?
Yeah.
So when you decided to leave after all of this, what made you finally decide that you had enough?
It was a turning point for me. We had just got a new house. We started renting this house, and hadn't even lived in there for about a week. And one night he just got really angry, started threatening my life, his life, and my dog's life. And
wow.
I couldn't deal with it, so I ended up calling the police, and that was probably the scariest night of my life. I didn't know how I was going to make it through. It was pretty hard.
Yeah. So he threatened your life and your dog's life?
Yeah. So at the time, during the relationship, I ended up suffering from depression.
Okay.
For about 4 years.
4 years of the relationship?
Yeah, which was basically the whole relationship.
Right.
And during that time, I got like at such a low point, and sorry.
That's okay. Take your time.
I don't know. He didn't care. He would say, just go ahead, go kill yourself.
Wow. Really? He said that?
Yeah. So at certain points, I tried.
Tried?
To kill myself.
So you have attempted suicide before?
And the only reason I didn't follow through was because he ended up coming in and stopping me. Which is an ironic situation.
Yeah.
Being the one. If he sees this, he will probably think I'm a terrible person.
Okay, well, we're not mentioning names here. You're just sharing your experience. Yeah. Okay? Don't be afraid. You're just telling the truth.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But...
So how did you deal with the depression when you realized that after you attempted to take your life through suicide, did you get help?
No, actually.
How did you get through it?
So I've never been one to talk about my feelings.
Okay.
My parents would say, go talk to somebody. My mom's a social worker, so
right.
She would say, go talk to somebody, it'll help. For me, I couldn't. I never felt comfortable talking to people about it. My family was incredible. My brother and my parents, they're the closest people to me. They helped me out through it. But honestly, the thing that saved me was probably nursing school.
Good.
I was preoccupied
right.
caring for other people, so I didn't have to think about myself.
Right.
So that helped, as well as I got a dog, my little Charlie.
Yeah.
And I had something else to take care of. So I couldn't leave this world, leaving him behind and not knowing what could happen to him.
Right. Right.
So that really helped me out.
Right.
For sure. And
now you're in nursing, helping other people. So do you feel like you have purpose? I mean, it's a very selfless thing to do.
Yeah. I think honestly, nursing is definitely my calling. It's definitely where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
I get so much joy in helping other people and just meeting so many different people. It's great. Like, you meet so many different people in the community, and all different ages. They can be older than me or younger than me, and absolutely anybody, and they all have their own story.
Yeah.
And I don't think that my patients realize how much they have an impact on my life when, like, I'm helping them in
Right.
reality. You know, I'm their nurse, but
Right.
they're helping me so much more because I'm able to just push aside things that are going on in my life and just focus on them. And even if I can just make them smile, like, one time, like, throughout the day, if it's a simple thing, just making them laugh or something, I get so much joy from it.
Yeah.
It's just a feeling that you just can't explain.
Right.
It's incredible.
Well, that's amazing. I mean, the world needs more people like you, for sure. You said that you got to a point now where you do love yourself again, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how did you, coming from a low point where you didn't feel, you felt like you had to live for your dog, basically, and for other people that were your patients,
Yeah.
How did you find love for yourself again?
Well, one thing that was always difficult for me has been gaining weight.
Okay.
I have always been tiny,
Okay.
and gaining weight has not been an easy thing for me. And I've recently put on over 20 pounds, and the other day...
Who's the reason for that?
Marlon Brown. He's
trainer?
definitely helped me out,
Good.
for sure, with my eating and with my training as well.
Good.
But yeah, the other day, I was getting ready, just finished a night shift again. I tend to do a lot of night shifts.
Yep.
I was getting dressed, put on my pair of jeans, and they didn't really fit me so well anymore. So, yeah, I just got ready, and I looked in the mirror, and it was weird. It was a really weird feeling. I just, I'm a great person, and I love what I look like. I know that it's hard to accept, you can't change what you look like, right?
No.
But it was weird. I've never experienced it before, and I just realized how much I actually do love myself and who I am.
Good for you.
It was pretty cool.
That's very cool. That's an
Yeah.
aha moment, right?
It was pretty great.
Awesome.
So
That's amazing. And, through this whole process, do you think are you ever scared that you're going to get depressed again? I mean, sometimes when you go through a depression, it tends to accumulate and come back potentially.
yeah,
Are you more equipped now to deal with that if that happens?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that if something was to happen in my life, that was to pull me back into that spot, that I would know how to kind of cope with it better.
Right.
Me and my parents, since I moved out when I was 17, and since then I've been supporting myself.
Mm-hmm.
And
Good for
me and my parents have an incredible relationship.
you. Awesome.
Me and my mom, we're best friends. I can tell her everything and anything. She probably doesn't want to hear everything sometimes.
Right.
But she listens, and she never judges, which is really good for me. Before, when I was first entering depression, I didn't have the greatest relationship with my parents because I
Right.
was living at home, and I think that's just because we are so alike, and we would kind of butt heads.
Sure.
But yeah, my family, they're incredible. I don't know what I would do without them. My brother, if I am having a hard night, I can call him. Even if he wants to go to bed early one night, he'll understand. He can hear it in my voice. He'll be like, come on over. We'll hang out for a little bit.
Yep.
And instantly I feel better when I hang out with him.
Good.
So they're really my support system for sure.
Is good. So you have a good support system in place.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
Amazing. Is it genetic at all, or are you kind of...
Yep,
Yeah?
definitely.
Yeah. So this is something that's kind of...
Yeah.
Obviously your family has had to deal with, and you might potentially have to deal with when you have kids as well.
Yep, for
Okay.
sure. Both my parents have suffered
Yeah.
from depression.
Did they
Yeah.
know about the time when was it just the one time that you attempted suicide? I know it's tough to talk about, but it's going to help people out there too, right?
It was more than